Hi, my name is Chris Bosley. I'm making this video as I live in Sydney, New South Wales, in a building owned majority by Anglicans, the Anglican Church. It's used to house more theological Bible college students. Yesterday I made several videos on configuration changes, some remotely made configuration changes to the phone regarding weird data management, ghosting, recently used apps like apps that kept reoccurring. They kept coming back. I would shut them off. They come back. So and several other things that showed remote access changes in system user interface activity that was related to recording, screen recording, and screen capture. So I made the videos, and then today I was working on the videos, and what the phone started acting up. So what it does is it gets really, really slow, and it bogs down, and it is really unresponsive. And it's not just this phone. It was on all of our phones. It was on the Nokia 1520. It was on a BlackBerry. It was on this Android. It was on another phone. So it was on every single phone we've used since we moved here. So they access every phone that we use, and they've changed the firmware of every, or they've changed the configuration of every phone that we've used. So they basically have root control of any device that they want, apparently. So anyways, I turned off the phone, and when I turned off the phone, I waited for about an hour because I was doing something else, and then I turned the phone back on, and as you can see, up at the top, I have no SIM card. The problem is, though, is that I do have a SIM card, and I will show you right now. I will show you that I do. Please bear with me. I'm gonna make a little bit of noise and stuff, but I do have a SIM card. I will turn on my camera, and there it is, and is it working? Yeah, so here's the camera, and as you can see, can you see it? There's the SIM card right there. So the SIM card is it's in the phone, but the phone is not showing that it has a SIM card. It's blocked. It's saying that it has no SIM card. So I did a search for radio with Termux, and it shows radio is operating. I don't understand what that system bin GSM. I don't understand what device TTYCO is. I don't know what that is. But there's several entries for radio. I don't understand what that. That's weird. I don't understand what that TTYCO is. That's like a device, a TTY device. That's like a that's like a terminal text device, a terminal device. Why would that be? Anyways, so there you go. I grepped it, and that's my identity on the very bottom. UOA123. That's the identity of Termux. But the other ones, I have no idea. So anyways, there you go. And this happened all the time. This happened constantly with all the phones that we've ever used in this environment. That happened with, like I said, a BlackBerry, a Nokia 1520 with this Android phone, and also it happened with all of our computers too. So I would try to connect to the internet, and it would say that I had no internet connection when I know that I had internet connection um, because it was working. It was pinging, but I could ping, but my operating system user interface said there was no internet. It was really weird, and it happened all the time. So this is an example of what I think is happening. Is I think that they have access and they control our terminal, and then the synchronization is lost, or they're controlling our phone, and they're using our phone somehow behind our back, and the connection is lost. And then when my phone starts up, something is messed in the configuration or in the persistence settings or whatever they've got set up, however they've got it rigged. But it happened on all of our phones, so it's not just this phone, and it's consistent. Pull the plug, wait a period. The phone is heavily being used remotely. I'm not doing anything on the phone, but the phone is extremely active, and I have no real operating or no applications running that I've started, and there's no reason for the phone to start anything. But there's a huge workload on the phone, and then pull the plug, turn the phone off, and in the instance, this instance, uh, wait about a period of time, um, anywhere over half an hour, turn the phone back on, and then it shows that there's no SIM card and there's no connection. But I do have radio because the radio is the radio modules and stuff have loaded, and the kernel's reading them. And another interesting thing is that every single time this happens is that the neighbor or somebody comes flying back. Somebody comes into one of the units, opens the door like 3 minutes after it starts up. As soon as they see, because they monitor my phone, and as soon as they see that my SIM card's not working, they come back and they fix it, or they reset it, or they restart their virtual machine that's monitoring my phone, and it works. I restart my phone and it works, or I wait a half an hour and it ends up kicking in and works. So I think definitely that they interact with the phone and they monitor the phone. And as they monitor all of our activities since we've lived here, they're pretty evil, these Anglicans, these Presbyterians and Baptists included. Don't want to leave them out because they're all Presbyterians and Baptists are affiliated with them. So um, it's pretty bad. I have no doubt that they do this to other people. I have no doubt that they operate within their churches, that they have people sitting in the churches monitoring people around the church. Look in a map and at Central Business District in Sydney and surrounding areas, Sydney, Australia, and you'll see that like every 3 or 4 blocks there's a church. So I have no doubt that these people are paying off the 10% from their good Christian tenants, members, the good people that are going to church. They take their money and then they sit on their asses, and then they monitor computers and telephones, and then they scavenge for data or anything that's useful, scavenge for any information that they can throw to the police. Then the police help them out and scratch their back. So it's like this nasty vicious circle of like corruption, one thing after another. That's what I think, anyways. The police do nothing in regards to the church. You could you could catch an Anglican murdering. In the case of that kid, that Cranbrook kid, a 15-year-old kid raped a girl while she was unconscious. They probably drugged her, raped her, videoed it, put the tape on social media. 50 people saw it, and I can't remember. I think it was 15 days before anything was done. 12 to 15 days before anything was done. 15, I think. So, or 12 days before anything was done. It ran around the school for 12 days before anybody did it. And this is a private school, an Anglican private school. The same private school, Cranbrook. Hey, you know Mariah Carey, that guy she was dating, that rich Australian, the owner of the television network? His father went to that school, Cranbrook School. So some really, really rich, powerful people come from that school. So this little prick, rapes this poor girl, and now he is went interstate. And Tuesday, Tuesday on May 2nd, yesterday was supposed to be his court date, but the judge said previously, a couple of weeks ago, said, "Nah, it's okay," and waved it off and said that he didn't have to show up for his court date because he's interstate. This is an example of Anglican power. So I think they're doing this to a lot of people. And even if they got caught, like I said, even if you caught them murdering somebody with blood on their hands, nothing would be done, and the police would scrub it off, or evidence would be lost, or data or witnesses would disappear, or be manipulated, or forget what they had seen. So this is been going on for 3 or 4 years. I think this happens all the time. When you catch them and when you do something, they intimidate you, and they work together to try and make you look bad. And it goes on and on and on and on, and it's the same thing over and over and over and over. I think what they're doing to us here, they're doing to other people in other places. And this example with the phone card not working when it is inserted is another example of I think of evidence of them tampering with the system. So anyways, have a good day, and thanks for watching.